What's up, gang? It's Chili Ben. I can't believe I get to say this next sentence. I'm here with Ify Nwadiwe.
Yeah,
Dropout TV fame.
Yes.
Commander Party.
Yes.
What else you got going on at the moment?
Oh man, I'm actually Commander Party.
Yeah.
Borderlands 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I worked on Cash, the new DLC character they announced.
Oh, sure.
Did Grand Crew on NBC first season of Twisted Metal.
We're going all the way back.
Yeah. So.
Hey, welcome to PAX AUS.
Yeah.
First time in the country.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's I was super stoked to get to Australia. I was like, I got to get out of here. And then once I found out there's a PAX AUS, I was like, yeah, I'll come do it.
Yeah.
Because then I'm doing all the PAXs stateside, so I was like, let me get out there. So, I'm a fan.
How's the show been so far?
Oh, amazing.
Yeah,
it's truly fun. Just like I got to play a bunch of indie games yesterday. I love indie games because they're kind of like the lifeblood of the industry, and just exploring Melbourne has been fun. And
I think I saw you went to Mjolnir.
Yeah,
the Viking restaurant.
Yes.
Yeah,
oh, yeah,
I went there for my 30th. Drank the whiskey through the bone.
Oh yeah,
it's insane.
It was solid. I was like, this is a amazing spot.
Yeah. And let's talk about that Commander game last night.
Oh,
you
man.
got knocked out first.
Yes.
Presented the big threat early.
Well, here's the thing. I was like, that's just playing Rakdos, man.
Yeah.
Rakdos is so flamboyant with the way they, harass players that there's no real way, like even like a Valgavoth, right? There's no way to hide. You just have to hope, like if you are not at a table where everyone's popping off at the same time and you're playing Rakdos, it's a ticking time bomb to when you become an arch enemy. But then it's also like a lot of the Rakdos abilities. I was playing Rakdos. That's so funny. I was playing Rakdos the Muscle. Because you're always using the alternate names. So I was like, it couldn't be. I was playing Rakdos the Muscle, which is like Daddy Rakdos, and his whole thing is sacrificing creatures, and everyone else was just popping off.
Kind of building, right?
And the only way I can stay in the game was affecting that.
Yes.
And I knew the moment I played make an example, when I split everyone's deck, I was like, everyone's gonna be mad. Everyone's gonna be mad, and they're gonna be on my shit. Yeah, and everyone was mad. I got my Sephiroth stolen, and that's everyone talks about how much people hate Mill, but I think card theft is way more annoying. Because it's taunting you. It's your like 9 times out of 10 they have a different sleeve than you, so you're so clearly your card on their board that they're playing with, and they're hitting you with it, and it's doing all the stuff you want it to be doing. So it was like so silly. And this was a table where no one respected what I was contributing, because I was like, I got rid of Sephiroth, and usually I feel like in most home games, people are like, okay, I'm not going to cook your shit because you got rid of a problem. Not here. They're like, no, you're a problem. I was like, I know I am, but I'm the problem that helps the problem. Like, I'm the Godzilla, Gavin's Mothra. You see what happened when you kill Godzilla? Mothra wins. Yeah.
How about him coming out here and then beating everybody?
Oh, I know. It's a very
building all the decks.
Gavin thing. And Gavin, it's so funny playing him, because there's always in the back of my mind where you're like, I might be able to inch one out on him.
Might be able to beat Gavin.
And he just turns the gas on, and you're like, damn, okay, you are that great.
Yeah, and like a fun deck. It's all cards he's designed.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Like there were playtest cards in there. What's he up to?
I know. Once the playtest came out, I was like, okay, we're in danger, because these are just broken, like straight up.
They're not meant to be.
They're not meant to be. But I do respect that, like, pretty much everyone allows playtest cards to live in their commander decks.
I mean, that's the beauty of the format, right? Like, you get 4 people to agree to it.
Well, that's the fun, right? There's the big debate about, commander that always dies down and comes back. Like, once we're done whining about, Universes Beyond, this debate's going to pick back up. But, like, the, wanting to win, or the brackets, or like being like bringing a too powerful deck. You have a whole bunch of people who will be like, oh, is it so bad that I want to win the game? And I was like, no, it's not.
Someone has to win.
But if we're playing a game that is already like a casual format, right? And you are playing the most tweaked out, high level version of the card, and you know your play group, you know what they're bringing, because I know the sweaty play groups, and they sweat together, and that's fine. You know, no one's ever complaining about that. What people are complaining about is when you bring that energy to a casual pod, and everyone's like, okay, well, because like, yeah, dog, yeah, you knew you would win because you brought the most powerful thing, and to me, you know, and I feel good because this has been, you know, echoed by Kibler and Gavin and many of my like way more talented at the game friends, so it doesn't just feel like me saying it because I'm not that good. But to me, I like the goofy decks. I like the fact that Gavin won with the deck where he's like, oh, there's cards in here that's not that powerful.
Yeah, they're just
but these are all, you know, that's the more fun game at the table for me. Like if you pop off with a deck that has no reason winning and win, you know, then that's fun. Or if it's a deck that you like built yourself for fun, then that's tight. But when you're like going and you're getting the most optimal cards for the optimal, like you built a competitive deck for a casual game, I'm like, I don't know, because you know there's limited, there's sealed, there's standard, there's
CDH
like,
if you really want that,
it's
right?
CDH, you know, so it's like if you want that, if you want the competitive, if that's what you really want, go to that arena, but you don't, because the blueprint for a successful competitive deck in Commander is there for you. The work to like find that in the kind of like hyper competitive formats like limited and standard, it's a much harder game.
I mean, that ties a nice little one I had prepared. Like, what in your mind makes a good Commander game? If we're talking about that casual
I think a good Commander game is Commander at its best feels like a board game.
And you're talking about Shivam, I see.
Yes. Oh, yeah. So when you have these decks that do silly things, right? When you have, you know, like some vote mechanic, or like what people try and do with Lord of Pain, and I call it out every time people try this, but they always do the like, you cast the spell, so he gets the zap and goes, who do you think I should? Who should I go?
Make a decision.
Just so you know, go, no, you do that, because you're making it seem like it's me doing it. You're doing it. Yeah, who should do that? But I love that about it. You know, as much as I'll like, you know, give someone hell about it, I love that the negotiation, the talking, the like, if I get rid of that thing, are you going to leave me alone for the next round? Which it's so good. Because so much can happen in one singular round. And so like that deal might feel good, or nothing's worse than making a deal like that, knowing that person is the bigger problem, but this is the current problem, and then you draw removal for that thing, and you're like, oh, I could have...
I made a deal.
I should have not taken it.
So what about like the idea behind the show Commander Party? Is that because you're bringing in those like alternate rules and stuff that Wizards will put out, and then sometimes you're doing your own sort of house rules?
Exactly.
Is that sort of part of that?
By the time we came together for Commander Party, like, you know, Becca was like, I want to do a Magic show. And I just randomly hit up Matt, the producer over there, being like, I want to do a Magic thing. So they're like, great, we have this, we're going to do. And, you know, there's just so many Commander shows, and there's so many great Commander shows, and there's so many established ones. And the problem with going into a, you know, space that has so many great established shows, you have to find a way to stand out. You can't just do the same thing everyone's doing, because they're like, value, exactly. It's like, I can go see Game Nights. I can go see, you know, Scry Babies. I can go see, you know, Tolarian Community College. What are you doing? What are you adding to this space that makes it, you know, interesting? And so they had the Commander Party format, and we originally were like, oh, great, because that's kind of like the show we wanted to do. So it was kind of like this joint effort to showcase their own Commander parties, while also...
Because you're doing like Plane Chase and stuff like that as well, right?
But then also creating our own. Like the one that we did for Final Fantasy, I'm very proud of. And by we, I mean Matt made that. And it was really good. But I like the idea of just adding some like extra fun to it, because I think that in the grand scheme of things, when you have things like Commander Party and these plane chase and these other rules, it kind of nullifies the thing I was just complaining about, right? Where the person with the all too powerful cards, well, what's going to help you out? Oh, some random mechanic that helps you kind of stay in the game. Random mechanic that kind of kneecaps this person. So if he's doing something really fast, it still puts you in the position to help or to stay in the game, you know? So... well, that's kind of what we went for, and we have a lot of goofy ones on the way. We did one where it was a ASMR game.
Oh no!
And and so we had a decibel meter, and you took damage every time you went over the decibel. And that's when I learned that I have a habit of every time I lay my cards down, I flick them down,
and it's spiking,
and it was spiking, and I was taking damage just from playing a card.
Oh my god. That's so much fun.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I was picturing like those weird binaural microphones for like ASMR streams and stuff.
Yeah. Because we were all talking in the ASMR voice. Yes, because we were doing it. Yeah.
I'm gonna play Shutter's Ignition. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry.
What sort of decks are you building for yourself?
Ooh, so I'm actually, not to, bust them out, but I couldn't keep my Rakdos deck. So I think I'm going to build that because that was really fun. Yeah. And what I'm really excited about is that I have a lot of the pieces, and then there's some I'll probably have to go dig for. Yeah. But I Rakdos, but I'm trying to, I think I'm a flirt with some Dimir. Okay. Because, I think a lot of my decks are very just like... powerful slugfest decks, and I do want to get some more mid-range. I do want to get some more, so that's why
a little bit more sneaky.
Yeah, because I was building a Lord Windgrace, which is super fun, and then they kind of bodied Windgrace with Hearthole, and I tested the theory because Veggie Wagon did the video where it's like this is one of the strongest commanders out of the box. It's like it is a completely you can just use it. So I brought it with me to cons to play people, and it is. Out the box, swinging.
Yeah, with the last couple of years of precons are crazy.
Yeah, and I love that though. Yeah. I it's so good because I think when you create these precons that are just strong out the box, it levels the playing field to a great to just a way that makes it a little bit more approachable. Because I remember I remember back when it was still EDH. Yeah. And then they started making their first commander decks, and you would just be getting walloped because everyone's just have these highly tuned cards. That was back when Sol Ring was like $100 because it wasn't being printed over and over, And so to have one that you can go, hey, just buy this and you're in the game. That I think that's one of the best moves. Yeah. Because even Cloud is a powerful precon, but it's after the upgrades. Then it's a beast, you know? But I haven't touched Hearthhole at all. And it's because the one thing I used to say, because I love, same thing, when we're indoctrinating people, right? And that's exactly why I think I like these super powerful precons, because it's just take this, we'll go, and you don't have to worry, because there's nothing worse than when someone has an older precon because they just got into it, and then they you're just kind of well, we can't attack this person because it's turn 5, they have 2 lands, but Hearthhole is I was a threat. I was going to say the only other one that I know that I would always recommend is the Necron.
Those Warhammer decks are so good.
But the Necron right out the box, you just switch. All you need to do is just swap the commanders, because I think the face commander is just not that powerful, because there's not much you can do. But Sarkath, when anything leaves your battlefield, and that's a huge graveyard recursion deck, so you're just creating Necrons as you're moving stuff. And then I added Tortured Existence to it because I'm a piece of shit. Hell yeah.
You gotta have those moments.
Yeah. You gotta be a real piece.
Sometimes.
People get so mad mad because my one that I love playing that people hate is Edgar Markov.
Oh,
everyone hates it.
You have to pay for things.
It's so funny to have a card that has a mechanic that Gavin openly said was a mistake.
Yeah.
Like openly I was like, making that Imminence was a mistake. And out of all the Imminence, it is brutally bad.
Yeah.
Because it's like, if you just play a vampire, you get one. And mine is like, okay, because
you've toned it down.
I just didn't work that hard, I didn't go and get the most optimized. Because I come from I grew up on playing standard and limited. I like to at least build most of my shit first, but because of that, I'm limited by the options that I know about because I had this real gap because I was playing in from Mirrodin Reforged till about Rise of Eldrazi, and then that's when it started going to, I think was it Eldritch Moon? No, I think that might be too early.
I know, it's 4 years ago.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, look. So this was I was playing in high school from Onslaught. Stopped. I only played the Onslaught block then because I just had no money. I was in high school. Then when I had my job, I was going to a comic shop doing Friday night Magic, and that was from Mirrodin, Scars of Mirrodin, to about the set after Rise of Eldrazi. I kind of dipped out, and because I started chasing my dreams, and then I was broke again. And then when I was working on Geek and Sundry and I had a Magic Gathering show, I came back during the cons of Tarkir, Dragons of Tarkir, Fate Reforged, and then played up until I think Theros, and then I was gone, and then I just came back a year ago. OTJ was my first one back, and so I came back, and so all of the stuff that happened when I was gone, my buddy Jarvis Johnson, we have different ADHD. I feel like there's two types of ADHD people. There's the productive ADHD, specifically autistic ADHD, and then there's the distraction ADHD. And that's what I have. I have I'm gonna do some other stuff. I got distracted. So he, just got locked in, and he knows cards from sets, and he's so he builds really great decks, and me, I'm okay, I'm using this tool that someone gave me back in Pennsylvania, where it's some guy who went to Penn State who made a archive of Magic cards that he just has open to the public, but I don't tell anybody because last time I mentioned it, the site crashed. So so now I got to gatekeep it because we all crashing the site when I'm trying to use it. But it really kind of is funny to try and build with what I knew, and so I had a full box of the Innistrad remastered.
Oh, right.
And then I had a full set of the is it not Eldritch Moon? It was one of the other vampire sets, and it was someone at Wizards. Love you. When I was doing the D&D Direct, just was you like Magic? And they gave me the full run. So I was able to just go and pull out all the vampires and just and even then, super powerful because it's you're just making more vampires.
Yeah, you play one, you get one. Yeah, it's a token doubler, or token creation, It's crazy.
Yeah, I love it. I love it so much.
Let's talk about actually.
Oh yeah,
you done what? 2 seasons now as host.
2 seasons.
It's all feeling good now.
Oh, it feels great. We just wrapped the 3rd season. We got a bunch of fun folks on there. We're getting closer to more stuff coming out. So I've been a little more loose with these lips about. But we're doing some fun stuff there. I think I've said a few times. Got the homie Thundercat on, who just got sucked into Magic in a big way. It's so funny because I hit him up and because we met at a party because we both love Gundam and we were just talking. It was so funny because I didn't realize it was Thundercat at first because I just don't remember faces that well, and and we were just talking about Gundam, and we said something, and he was like, yeah, and that's why I made Dragon Ball Durag. And I was like, oh, that's who you are. Yeah, that's the homie. And then, like, since then, we just send anime recommendations, and then I was like, yo, would you ever want to do them actually? And he was like, hell yeah.
Yeah,
and
he knows a bunch of shit.
And he came on, and it's a treat. It was super fun. But in that time when Final Fantasy came out, you know, him being like a weeb video game nerd, he was like, I'm in. And he's like deep in now. Now he's like sending me pics of him getting like mana vaults and all this stuff. And like I was like, oh, you're like locked in.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just I just love getting my fellow nerds just sucked into the hobby.
And you've done what? 1 or 2 of them live at MagicCon now?
Oh man, yeah, I think I've done about 3 or 4.
Yeah, I tried to find videos of them there.
Yeah, it's so I know it's so that's the fun about it, and kind of the spiciness. We're getting ready to do some more live actually, and that's going to be announced soon. But there's just something there's 2 reasons that I love it being live and then not being able to see it online. One, I just love the idea of like just giving you a reason to like come see it live, you know, right? It's like you can't see this anywhere to, you know, all this. The second reason is because we can reuse statements. You know, it's like the moment
everyone in the room, shut
up. You know, we can reuse statements, even though funny enough we don't. I think if we did like a big tour of it all, we would, but then that would require us to change people out. You would like we can reuse statements, and yet we still have not. I think only like
that's incredible.
We'll
for reuse 9 seasons so far.
Oh yeah. I know. I mean, we have the database, and that's when I knew there's just something to it, because I think only once or twice in the writing stage we've had to like toss a statement because it's been done before, and it's just because it's based off of like the beginning of the show was Trap's nerdiness and what he's nerdy about. So, you know, a lot of books, you know, a lot of like those stories and classic TV and all this. And then now it's based off of me and Brian's nerdiness, which is a lot more anime, video games, you know, like Magic the Gathering. It's like someone was real stoked. We did, gosh, of course I'm going to forget the name right when I'm saying, but it's the like horror card game that was out on Steam, and Inscription.
Yes. I love that game.
Someone was like, oh, you did an Inscription? I was like, yeah, because I love that shit. You know, like, so it's like very fun to watch it grow and develop, and then now have this new life for this new kind of area of nerddom.
Yeah. Speaking more generally about like Dropout, you've done like, you know, traditional TV film.
Yes.
And then the way Dropout runs things.
Oh yeah.
Very different.
Oh yeah.
What's that like journey been like, kind of seeing that progress and build to what it is now?
It's mind-blowing, because it really is. I think everyone is surprised by it. I think everyone who works there, and I think even the surrounding improv community, because you know, Dropout was College Humor, and so like College Humor was always like this thing that like some people would go do like a sketch or something, and so it was just kind of this thing in the background. So when Dropout was around, people kind of still saw it that way, and then it's getting like written up in like Hollywood Reporter and all this stuff, and all these people used to be like, wait, what the hell is this?
Like it's audition, the whole thing.
I know. It was like very like truly interesting where watching it, and I think, you know, it's wild because, you know, when the writer's strike happened, you know, it's been a gap since I've written for TV for a while, and I've been doing stuff in development, and the way development works is you don't get paid until it's like actually made. So I'm like developing things, and the problem with that is like, you know, both like, you know, the WGA, the way our health insurance works is you just have to hit a certain amount made, and then you get the health insurance. But because, you know, all of the Dropout shows are SAG, I'm hitting that amount for SAG, and so I still have health insurance. I'm doing SAG health insurance, and it's like surreal because like it's like, oh yeah, I guess I have been working, because it still feels like just going to the office and shooting this goofy stuff with friends, and you know, especially now hosting them actually, and just working on it from pre-pro, writing it, casting, shooting it from the go. I'm like, oh yeah, as someone who was like made TV, I'm like, yeah, we're in here just making TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sick. All right. Last question. Be maybe a quick one. Depends what your opinions are like. If you could take one card on or off the Commander ban list, what is it?
Ooh.
And why?
On or off the ban list?
Now, someone from Good Games Morley said island. So anything's on the table.
Yeah. Anything's on the table. I think I'm gonna go wild. I'm gonna go wild. I'm gonna go just super wild, and say like, dockside extortionists.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think I think that it was a just oppressive card, but I think that there are so many I don't know, I have this weird opinion where there's so many every day. I feel like I'm getting like completely discombobulated by a new card that is doing like like when I lost because they got 3 attack steps. I'm like,
the full throttle?
Yeah, full throttle. I was like, is that less worse than a dockside extortionist?
Usually extra combat effects, they don't untap between them.
Yeah.
But this is like, no, they're just getting in like 3 times.
And because it's like, theoretically, you can kind of slow down their roll because you can like wear down you can block, you can trade.
Yeah.
But if you don't have blockers, you're just dead. Yeah. So I feel like and dockside is just I felt it was interesting in a way because I think that we have so much. I'd like to see like enchantment and artifact removal get a little bit more play, because it's like no one really likes having it in their deck because it's so situational, and if you're up against someone who doesn't have an enchantment or an artifact deck, then you're kind of just
dead card.
But I'm like, I like having these things. Like, if you had artifact removal, like destroy all artifacts or destroy all opponents or destroy artifacts with the same name, then you would just immediately cook whatever whatever artifacts, whatever treasures that got made. Yeah. Granted, that's if you pull it out of 99 cards.
Of course, yeah.
But like that, I think that's the beauty in, like Commander.
All right. Well, thank you so much for spending time with us today.
Yeah.
You got a camera in there. You got anything you want to plug while you're here?
Hey, just check the socials. I got a lot of shows coming up. We're going to be doing a lot of fun things. Watch Commander Party. Watch them, actually. We got some fun stuff on the way.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
Of course. Thank you.
That was sick.
Yes. I know. It was such a good time.
Yeah. Well,
thank you for the applause.